Well, welcome along to another DNA video, and we have come back this time round to Cromwell Lake. Now, the reasons why I've said we've come back is we were here in the winter. If you watched the winter series, you would have seen that we were here, and unfortunately, I didn't do so great. I had one fish.
Oh, that's so I had to go out and finish it off.
Well,
catching it.
Well, that was the one. Yeah, it was a two-parter with yourself, and you went to a really easy water, and he caught loads. So.
Sure.
So as you can tell, this time round we've had to bring the Bart man back. I don't know why we've had to bring him back, but apparently someone said that it's always a good film when we're together, but you know, it's not so great for me, but great for the viewers apparently. You got anything to say to that? You want to add anything to that, or?
It just means you've got to put up with you.
It means you've got to put up with me. Great. So we've already had a walk round. I took Bart for his first ever walk round. You've not been here before, have you?
Oh yeah, and isn't it nice?
It is nice. Yeah, it's lovely. Really, really nice. It looks totally different, obviously, from when I was here in the winter, because everywhere looks dull in the winter. But yeah, this time round, leaves are on the trees.
It's somewhere. It's always somewhere that I've had in my mind to come fishing, and. Yeah, I kind of wish I'd come over a bit sooner, really.
Yeah, yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, really nice. And there's loads of big uns in here, which is obviously a bonus, indeed.
Yeah, done 2 new 40-pounders a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So I believe there's, what, a dozen or so 40s?
Something like that, yeah. There's some lovely scaly, like big scaly ones as well. I really want to get my hands on one of them. Just one to do me. I'm not greedy. Unlike yourself, you're going to probably want 10.
Yeah, I don't mind 20 or 30.
20 or 30.
More than there.
So
flat and Vinny's batteries.
Yeah. So yeah, we've had a walk round, and I think we're going to be better off on that point because we're lucky enough to have the lake to ourselves this time round, which might put a spanner in the works, or it could be really good for us. Yeah, I think sometimes when you've got busy day ticket lakes like this, it's better to have people on the pond, but giving them a bit of a rest like this, which they wouldn't have seen too much of, maybe that might switch them on a bit. They come across a bit of bait that we put out there and they might get straight on the feed. You never really know, do you?
I think it'll go 2 ways. We'll either get on a few, or they could disappear into all the corners. There's some lovely looking overhanging trees with deep margins, and sort of there's a lot of places for them to go, isn't there, with no one fishing.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one show yet. I keep watching and keep looking. Not seen one show. So whether they're out in the middle of the pond or not, we don't know.
No.
But we'll just have to cover a few bases.
Yeah, I think it's a good vantage point from where we're going to be. So we're actually going to set up on the point, which is 2 and 3, I think it is. Is that right, Vinny? 2 and 3, which is the swim that I fish back in the winter as well, just because you can see a lot of the lake, you can see most of the lake from that point. Plus, you know, it's a good vantage point to fish down one end and in front and down to the left as well. So I think that's going to be our best bet for the opening gambit, I guess. So I think we better get some rods out, because before we know it's going to be dark.
Yeah, it's going late afternoon now. So we could do with getting a shimmy on. You'll probably stitch me up for.
Oh, here we go.
Side of the swim you want to go on straight away.
Starting already. But you said when I was coming out, you better fish that little spot your little one was fishing. Yeah, I will. Right, anyway, we've got to get some kit out of the van, get round to the swim, and listen to more boringness from Bart. Yeah? Oh, that was a bit hairy. Mary Mary, cool. Well, that is a good start. Nice. Oh, hello. We have a branch. What's going on here? Ah,
Bro.
Done me. Oh, damn.
Done you.
Done me.
Done you.
It's done me hook as well. Welcome back to the winter series.
Freezing, isn't it?
Unbelievably cold. It is a joke. It is actually nearly July, would you believe it? Unbelievably horrible out here at the moment. It's done nothing but rain. It's freezing cold. Not really, well, I say not a lot's happened. We have had a bite each, haven't we? I lost one last night.
Yeah, and
Gutted
I had,
about.
well, I had a nice tench.
You had a lovely tench, yeah.
£10 for
Four, yeah, that'll do.
unit.
Yeah, that is a unit. But other than that, been really quiet. I got up mega early this morning to hopefully see something out in front of the swim to sort of get some rods out in front of us, but not seen anything that's very inspiring. What about you?
No, I saw two carp, but they didn't look very big, and they were like right, sort of not really where you could fish from anywhere,
No.
particular when, yeah, there's nothing really. You'd expect to see like a little display somewhere where they're a bit podded up, and this just not.
This weather's knocked them, innit? It's got to have. Although there's a bit of blue sky now, so I'd like to think that, I don't know, that might turn things on its head a bit. But this wind is Baltic though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Freezing.
Freezing, and it's staying like this as well. But
yeah, great.
It's meant to, the wind's meant to die down a bit, so that might be decent.
That's what it needs. If that wind dies off, then I think it'll feel a bit warmer. But
Our plan of having some lovely floater fishings out the window.
that is completely out the window. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the intention for this trip, was to get them off the surface, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
at the moment, I feel like drilling a hole in the ice and catching them out of that instead. So
Right.
that's where we're at the minute. Bart's had a tench. I lost one, unfortunately, so I've got something to go on. That's that snag rod down to my left-hand side. So who knows? That might do me another bite today, but other than that, not a lot going on, unfortunately. Other than I think I'm about to hover over my stove a bit more.
Yeah. Let's have a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Come on.
Let's have one of them
Let's have a cup of tea
and a bite.
and a bite. Carp.
Something.
Carps.
Carps. Carps would be nice. Carps would be nice. Well, the sun's come out, and as said, if the rain had stopped, then I'm sure that there'd be a bite in it, and that's exactly what's happened. And the old pink pearl's done the do. Pink was the colour of choice when we were here with Little 'Un on this snag as well, so I've just imitated what he did. Just hope that I can get this one in, fingers crossed. I was talking to the bailiff when I popped up the van earlier, and there's been a lot of hook pulls that have gone on lately as well. Because I sort of mentioned, obviously, that hook pull that I had last night, gutted by it. But yeah, Be nice to try and hopefully get this one in.
It's alright, it's not too
I'm saying mirror.
changing my stance on that.
Yeah, mirror. Look at him in the choppy waves there. What's going on out there? Yeah, what's he doing? Oh, he is a nice one, isn't he? Oh, it's there.
There's one in here that's just under £50, I think, called Nigel.
Nigel. Nice Nigel. Come on, you. Oh. He saw the Bart man and thought, no way. Going nowhere near him. Shut your eyes, Bart, so he can't see you. Come on, the peril. Come on, the peril. Oh. Come on, you. Let's be having ya. Bart's ready for the salmon swoop. Here we go. Ah, stop fighting! Oh, please, Lord. Stop! Can't see because Bart's in the way. Net him then! What are you doing, you absolute weapon? I couldn't even see where he... Oh, God. Thanks, Bart. Go on, the bazzer. Nice. There we go. We got him. We got him. Well, the wind is absolutely howling, but I am not complaining when you got a 31 pounds Cromwell fish in your hands. Absolutely amazing. Caught on the pink peril on a Ronnie rig as well, and that's with some 12mm SLK and 8mm SLK over the top. My spring has been amazing using the SLK this year, and yeah, if you've not got on it already, get on it, trust me. God, blowing a hoolie out here. Wicked. Right, let's get him back and hopefully get another. Oh, it's raining now, great. Kick. Nice.
Well, it was all quiet on the western front, out in front of the swim last night. I mean, we didn't get the rods out till late anyway, but seen a couple of fish out to my right, and there's a couple of swims down there that sort of fishes out to that area, and obviously there's no one in those swims at the moment, so obviously chucking that way. So I've gone round, well, Mozza went round, put a float out, and then I'm going to cast to it from here. It just gives us another option, because we're a bit thin on the ground for options at the minute. The fish aren't really giving a lot away as in sort of like where they are, or if it just feels like they're not in the mood. Feels a bit fished hard on the weekend as well, which don't help. So there's sort of, we didn't have anything to go on as such as, like, you know, get down there, they're all down there, such and such. Peg caught a few. Yeah, it was a bit slow. So we're just trying to spread our options out, as we've not really got a lot to go on. And Mozza's had a couple of bites on that tree rod, which is good for him. But yeah, it's tough cookie at the moment. Not a lot to report.
However, I feel a bit better when I get this rod out that way fishing. And I've got a little spot out the front and one out the side. And if there's fishing between them, then hopefully I've got a couple of bases covered. Give it a go.
We are in again, same rod, and luckily I've managed to get him away as well, which is all good in the herd. SLK doing the doozy as it always does. Bit windy now, isn't it? We just had some hailstones. That's lovely. Doobie-doo. Come on, a big common. Big giant common be nice. Oh. It's a bit scatty, you. He's a bit scatty.
Gary!
Hey! Well done, Bart. At least you netted that one properly. I haven't actually put any rods out in front of the swim because there's just been nothing out there that's felt like doing it. I would have just been doing it for nothing, really. Not seen any carp out there, and it's just not felt very appealing out in front of the swim. But to the right hand side here, because we're on a bit of a point, we've seen a few sort of out in this bay here, not very far out either, and with the wind sort of hacking in here, then I don't think you need to fish far out either. Now, because obviously it's quite a busy day ticket like this, and where we're lucky enough to have it for ourselves, no one's down this right hand side here, so I'm thinking no one's probably ever fished from this area out into the pond. So I'm just going to find a zone out here, not very far. I would say it's probably no more than 10 wraps because of the way the wind's blowing in. The fish have been showing quite close in. I'm going to fish 2 rods out here somewhere, both on one spot, and all I'm going to put out there is some SLK that's been soaked in switch liquid food. Now, loads of people ask me what's a good liquid to put with the SLK. Obviously, most people would put the SLK liquid food on it, but I really like that switch liquid food, and I just think it is probably one of the best liquids that we do. And that switch liquid on the SLK for me is just a match made in heaven, really. It really, really is a lovely liquid. So I'm going to put a fair bit out here. I'm probably going to put, I don't know, half a bucket load. So like sort of really give it to them. Because we've got 3 nights ahead of us, it warrants putting a big bed of bait out, sitting on it. Obviously I'm being entertained with that snag rod out in front of the swim, so I might as well bait somewhere that I feel like if I get one bite from it, then that bite could be from an absolute giant. So that's my thinking at the moment. All I'm going to do, hook bait wise, rig wise, couple of Ronnies. I know it's boring, but you know it works. So you've got to do what works for you. And I'm going to have one on a pink peril, and one on a milky malt. So let's see what happens. But in the meantime, I want to sort of spend a fair bit of time here making sure that the spot that I pick is, fingers crossed, the right one. So all I'm doing is just adjusting the clip slightly. I think I've found a good area just behind some low-lying silkweed. So, and I know it's silkweed because I'm pulling into it and then I'm getting a little bit of silkweed back on the lead. So not a lot there, but you know, I didn't drag it right the way through it. It's just a few strands there, but all I'm getting is really smooth and a couple of gentle taps, and then it's going into this silkweed. I'm just making sure that it's bang on the horizon marker I'm aiming at. Right, that's slam down. I pull that round, it's tap, tap, and then this is where the silkweed starts here. Well, I found my spot and I am now going to put probably about 15, maybe 20 spoms out there. Now, one thing I have done a little bit different from what I mentioned earlier on is I put some hemp oil over some maxi mix. And the reasons being is that if the fish do end up feeding on this spot, I'll know about it because it'll obviously slick up. So 13 wraps exactly. Unlucky number for some. Fingers crossed it's not unlucky for me. So yeah, 2 rods are going to go on this spot. Fair bit of bait out there. And yeah, it's going to be one of them where I think if it does do us a bite, I think it'll be from one of the better ones, definitely. That's a bite. That is absolutely gorgeous. Sorted. That's the rods in the pond. It's all up to them. So not a lot happening, unfortunately. It's a bit
funny.
Yeah, I am concerned that it's probably because we got the place to ourselves.
We said it could be like this.
Yeah, that's making it no doubt harder. But the thing is, we're covering quite a bit of the lake. I'm out long out here that way, short in here. You're out long on one of them, short, long, and then obviously we've got snags covered down in this corner. Now, someone's in the cabins. We can't really go anywhere along that bank to the left-hand side, but there's nothing out there anyway, is there, to even fish for over that way? So where are they? You would like to think that they're in the zones that we're fishing, but not a lot's happening. So you're thinking about having a little trot up that other end and
there's
fish some of them snags.
One little bay up in the far corner that looks pretty tasty. So I think I've got nothing to lose really by just jumping on the barrow, and it's a one rod job. But whip round there and slide a rod in that bay. It seems like it's probably the warmest. I mean, well, what's that here like?
It's Baltic, isn't it?
More or less shivering.
Absolutely freezing.
Yesterday we had a massive hailstorm.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely ridiculous to see your breath all day.
It's nearly July as well.
That seems like the warmest part of the lake.
Yeah, it's on the back of the wind, so you'd like to think that there might be the odd one or two over there. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth a rod for a couple of hours. I think you'd know within 2 hours whether they're there or not.
I saw a fish in the snags in there when we had a walk round. So it's the only thing I've got sort of like left to try really.
Yeah.
I did catch a massive tench, which was a peach. Wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was lovely.
She was a peach.
She was a peach. She was a very nice tench.
10-pounder, lovely jubbly. But loads of big fish get caught like that, don't they? Not by sort of mistake as such, but just unintentionally by carp anglers. I mean, how many big bream, tench, or
roach? Yeah, I've had a big roach before, so
yeah.
Yes, right. Okay, well, you get trotting then. I'll stay plotted in the swim, and we'll see what happens. And if you catch one, I'll come poach it.
That's about right. Yeah, let's get on with the job.
Here we go then, from what I would have thought would have been a 40-pounder if I'd have lost this. He fought like an absolute lion. He felt really heavy as I dragged him away from the snags. But another bite, thank God, because that rod has been really, really quiet. So hopefully this is the point where they've moved back in on them snags, and fingers crossed we can get a few more bites throughout the day. Bart's just moved round now into a set of snags up the other end of the lake, so fingers crossed he can get amongst them as well. Wicked. Be free! Oh, how elegant.
And I've barrowed round to this bay that I've mentioned about, and I've had a little mooch up and down this tree line. I've seen one sort of cruising in the back of the trees, and I've seen a little bit fizzing as well. So I'm going to get this rod down that tree line, nice and quiet. Yeah,
See if we can get one. Come on, let's get it out. I'm going to drop this rig out with the boat, and as much as it pains me to do this, it is a very neat way of fishing a little situation like how I found myself in finding these fish up this tree line. I can put that rig in there, a handful of bait over the top, and I can drop it without making any noise, and that rig is in place. Well, would you believe it? Vin's just popped back round to see Mozza, because Mozza's just had one. All that time over there, come round here. 5 minutes. Come on. Just off that little tree line. You have to excuse me, this is Bart cam, not Vin cam. This is Bart cam. Come on. Nice mirror. Beauty. You want the pink peril for the win. Happy days. Happy days. Let's have a look at you. Oh yes. Lovely jubbly. Right. Better give Vinny a shout. Come on. There you go. I haven't got my scales with me. I just bombed around there light on the barrow, but I left my scales round in the bivvy, but he's probably a good mid to upper 20. Really nice solid fish. And even better, I'm off the mark with a nice carp like this one. There's loads of these big carp like this in Cromwell, which is wicked, always keeps you wanting to fish. And sometimes you just got to be in the right spot for a few minutes, and this is one of those cases. I've come round, saw some fish up that tree line and caught a big lovely carp like this one, and it didn't take very long at all. Happy days. Just goes to show as well that if not a lot's happening, then yeah, get off your backside, go for a walk, see if you can find something and make it happen. Lovely jubbly. when I packed up around the far side, it was like plumb off the back of the wind. The wind's turned a little bit now, but it was going right from where I was over to sort of like where we've bivvied up. So I just hoofed a few beta stim floaters in, mainly 6mm with a few 11s in there, on the back of the wind, just covered in a bit of salmon oil. And I was just sorting my rods out for the evening, and I've looked up and there's not many, there's 1 or 2 fish, primarily 1, but we have seen 2 come up. Taking a few floating pellets. So I've rigged up the old floater rod. I'm going to whiz one out there and have a go. Fingers crossed we get lucky. Let's give it a shot. The surface fishing didn't quite go to plan. We managed to get a total of 1 fish going off the top, and we think that might have been a grass carp as well. He was bombing around all over the place like a headless chicken, or whatever the saying is.
Like a grass carp.
Like a grass carp. Is that what they say? Bombing around like a grass carp. So he's bombing around like a grass carp. I'm just, oh, go on. Just seen a fish show right where I'm about to fill it in. And I'm just about to drop a few spods out. I just want to freshen that spot up. And in my mix, I've just got some 8mm SLK, some 12s. I've fractured a few of them up, and a bit of mini crayfish mix. Makes a nice little mix, perfect for sort of spot fishing. Keeps them grubbing around, a bit of food in there as well. And then I'm just going to stick a couple of 12mm pink peril pop-ups over the top, and that'll do me for tonight. Hopefully that'll get me a bite. It's quite promising though, just seeing that fish in the area. It's quite handy. If he could just dip down and have a trough and catch him, it'd be great. Yeah, so on with the job. Let's get it out there.
Well, the surface fishing went well.
That was banging, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, we were fishing for 1 fish, and that turned out to be a grass carp, which you would have loved to have caught, eh, Bart?
Yeah, take a good chub.
Take a girt chub. Although if it was £40, I would have taken it, because I've never had a £40 off the top, and that's what this session was meant to be. When we booked it, we were hoping, obviously, end of June, early July, you'd think surface fishing is going to be absolutely amazing. Nope, we've had hailstones, we've had 6 degrees most days.
6 degrees again tonight.
Worst wind possible, and the minute it's gone flat calm, it's freezing cold anyway. So they're probably all huddled up in one corner in the pond somewhere and just don't want to do anything.
We had a nice bit of tea though.
We had a lovely bit of tea, yeah, thank you for
Lovely
that,
bit of
Bart.
scran.
Vinny had some raw burgers, which he's well pleased of, and we had some pork loins, were they? Or
Yeah,
were
a bit
they?
of tandoori pork, burgers,
Pork.
some grilled chorizo.
Chorizo.
Bit of
There's a
halloumi.
new one.
Chorizo.
What's chorizo?
Oh, all right,
Chorizo, innit?
Chorizo. Chorizo. Chorizo, you nizzo.
Chorizo, chorizo, whatever that is.
Are we having one tonight?
Well, I've just lost one, which was really unfortunate. Which I'm gutted about. I am absolutely gutted. Yeah, it fell off, unfortunately, straight away after the bite as well. So, just one of them. It's been one of them sessions, I think, but I would love one of these open water rods to bust off. That would be the one, wouldn't it? Because I think that it would be a big one. I think it would be one of the better ones.
I think, like, obviously Cromwell's it's a lovely, lovely...
Oh, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Get a
Come
proper
on.
line on that. What rod's that?
Open water.
What's that, over bait? Or not?
No, just a random. Random.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, obviously Cromwell it's lush here. It's really well looked after. It's a really, really nice lake. But obviously, being a really nice lake full of big fish, it's busy a lot of the time, isn't it? And I know from, like, my personal experiences, like fishing sort of like really busy places like Linear or like Horseshoe, and they fish better when there's a lot of people on, because they just sort of bounce around in the middle of the pond, whereas when there's not many of you fishing, they can do what they want. They spread out, they go in the corners, they get in the woodwork, they just disappear. And yeah,
that seems like that's what's happened this trip, unfortunately. But last night, all that jazz, we got tomorrow morning. The mornings have been good, what they have for me snag rod anyway. I think you're going to end up round there tomorrow morning, aren't you?
Yeah, I might go back down there and have another go just for the last few hours.
Yeah, it's got
just
to be done.
Last chance saloon if one of these rods don't go off at first light. See how we get on, I suppose.
Yeah, man. Right, I'm going to get into bed.
Yeah. Time to... Yeah, I'm going to set my alarm early. Be up and on it. Let's go.
Come on then, you. Let's show everyone. How about that for a morning start? Absolutely beautiful. £28 of gorgeous Cromwell mirror. And yeah, nice wake up call this morning. Beautiful. So fingers crossed there's a few more for the last day that we've got today. Hopefully Bart can get himself one as well. That would be nice. But yeah, what a gorgeous carp that one is. Amazing. Right, let's get him back and hopefully get another. Well, good morning. This is the way we like to start most mornings. playing one. And we've just put back that 28 pounder. And we're just about to net another one that don't look too bad either, yeah. Oh, he's common. First common of the trip. Nice, you can do the honours for us, Bartlett. Give him a solid scoop. The old pink pearl out of his chops there, look. Beautiful. Nice. Nice.
Shut up.
Oh, it's nice for you to
Shut
turn
up. Whatever you gotta say, don't bother.
Oh mate, it's nice to get a bite out the front. Well, it's nice for you to get a bite, I guess.
It is, yeah. Been a bit of a bridesmaid this trip so far. Yeah. Sat there watching you slay 'em in the epicentre.
In the epicentre. Well, we've only literally just landed that common, so this could be an epic
we could have a
end
brace.
into it all. Yeah, we could have a brace.
We could lift them up together as friends.
Oh, that would be so cute. Oh no, I'm gone buzzing that you've had a bite off the front. You still got to get them in yet.
That's not what you were saying last night. You're like, I hope you blank. I was like, ah, great.
I wasn't saying that.
That's what you were thinking. I could hear it.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking though.
No, I seen the odd fish popping out there.
Yeah, there's been a few showing out there, haven't there, this morning?
Yeah. Not loads, quite in a sort of small area. They were a bit, like yesterday morning, I seen them out to the...
Oh, Barsh!
Barsh!
Just as you pointed there, one had his head
Solid out there. Millions of them. Thousands of them.
Thousands. Oh, wicked.
Yeah, it's nice to get a bite.
Yeah. Look, that swan's chasing carpet.
It's as bad as you saying you can...
Get away from me!
As bad as you saying you could smell him yesterday.
Yeah, I could smell him in the weed. When you bring in a bit of weed, you can smell carp in it. What? You can! You haven't fished, Bart. You haven't lived. Banging on at me this morning. Oh, I should just be having this on there. I should be having that on there. This colour, that colour. Didn't matter, did it, Bart?
Not really.
Just didn't matter.
Ooh, come on.
Saw him there. So I do a Bart net and just net him like here, like that.
Yeah.
It's like here.
You can net him. That's the best place to net him.
Close to the bank as possible. Get off. Bedhead. Don't wipe me out. This single rod. Get off.
Angry now.
Angry. Oh, he's got these scales. Triple road, Lydia. There he is. There he is. Yay! You got one, Bart. Well done. He's a nice carp.
Nice.
It's about 12 pounds.
20 ounces.
How's about that to end it all then?
Double trouble.
Double trouble, very nice. So, yeah, this one probably about £58, yours about 10.
He's good 10 kilos maybe.
10 kilos, nice. But yeah, lovely, lovely couple of fish to end what's been a mega session. It has been
Yeah, it's
really,
been
really
wicked.
good. It's been nice to get out again with a pair of us and all that jazz.
Always nice to get out, catch a few carp.
Yeah, mate, indeed. And yeah, it's been absolutely amazing here at Cromwell. So all that's left to do is slip these back and hit the road.
Jack, hit the road, Jack. Yeah, no, it's been a lovely trip. And if you're going out fishing, make sure you enjoy your fishing.
Wicked.
Nice.